Ladies and gentlemen, all the way from London, England, the one, the only, Sister Cookie. Cookie, how the hell are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
It's overcast, it's drizzly, and it doesn't feel like summer, but I will get over
Fine,
it. Okay, now,
actually. Yesterday was really nice.
you guys have been having good weather. I don't want to hear about
Yeah, I had like one day of sunshine yesterday, and then it's like raining. and, but it's all
it.
right now. It's been all right today. It's been like in and out.
Must be nice. But okay, now, like I said that you were from London, England, but you're not originally from London, England, are you?
Where am I from? Uh, I was born in Lagos, and yeah, moved to London. Spent my childhood in both cities, and so been here most of my life, but a little bit of a extra seasoning to
Pro-
the to the meal.
Probably explains the accent too. So here's a question. Okay, you were born in Lagos. You grew up in London.
Mhm.
Let's call things what you are. You're a black girl from Lagos. You grew up in London, and you have become a blues and soul singer, which, let's be honest, is not the most typical thing for the young folks nowadays. How did this come about?
um, I guess it's just it's just through endless. I don't know. It's one everything. I mean, I like to think everything is connected, really. So I was doing like a little solo in the backs of pubs where like nobody was listening to me. But when I started, I was doing my own songs, but also songs when I was a teenager. I went through like a pop phase where like I was obsessed with NSYNC in my bedroom. Uh, Listening to I think I started hearing more like new metal stuff on the radio, kind of like trace runners and stuff around that. I got into heavier stuff. Got into I guess like classic rock and roll and music, and got really into psychobilly at one point. Blues, jazz as well for me. So when I got deep into like the like dressing up and going out to clubs and gigs and like jazz fun stuff. It was fun and it was a really cool time to be involved in all of that. But how do I put this without being like offensive? The whole thing was
Go ahead, be offensive.
why, and I'd kind of known I had known sort of like people um that the roots of this music it's like it's Black history, really. So I ended up, doing all the things that people do and like researching things and traversing back and many hours and like just listening to music and discovering, oh, this. It's a bit like we were talking before we came on the air about for me, I've always end up chasing things back to or as far as like where they start, and it's just interesting to me. So you can in a roundabout way, you can almost like you can connect the future with the past and whatever and whatever happened like that. But yeah, so I guess to go back to how I started doing that music specifically, it was the thing, I'd been through. I was a very weird kid.
There's nothing wrong with being
And
weird. You
the
know that,
first
don't
time,
you?
well, yeah, and the first time I started things really starting to make sense to me. And how or why. But long story short, I was illegally down the wire, and, and I came across a Bessie Smith song, "Tain't Nobody's Business." At that point, I'd heard her name rang a bell, and this is like in my days of like discovery and like tracing everything back. And I thought, well, give it a go. And I just like this voice that just came came out. It was literally like hearing the voice of God. I've described it like this before because that's truly how it felt to me. And it was almost like, like just this crackly old recording coming out of like my parents' computer at 2 in the morning. And there's just something in like I don't like, I could feel like a connection with her spirit and soul. And so it's obviously a very old record, but it still sounded like the words and the feeling she put into everything, and began chasing rabbit holes down trying to discover more about Bessie and her life and her struggles, and just really kind of was vibing with this lady from all this time ago. So that was really when things began. I began to feel like a whole person, really, directly with the discovery of roots music.
Okay, now let me ask you. You have been performing for some time now, because
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I first came across you, and you were this young 18, 19-year-old sending out
Mm-hmm.
videos from your parents' lounge room, playing piano and singing boogie woogie versions of Sweet Virginia and the like. Since then,
I completely forgot about that.
I remember that there was a joint that you were playing solo pretty often back in the day, and then
Mm-hmm.
you started working with a bunch of different musicians. You started getting around. You went through your different disappearing act, which I'll discuss that another time. Um, you came back about 2 years later with a bundle of joy in tow, and you hopped right back. You were all over Europe. Uh, there were some great live videos coming out, and everyone's like, "Where's the album? Where's the album?" So fair to say you have a good bit of performing experience. Give me
Yeah.
one really memorable performance.
Maybe it's just fresh in my mind, but we did the Edinburgh Jazz Festival recently, a few weeks ago, and I get really stressed out before like whatever gig it is. I just get really I mean, I don't know why, because I love performing. It's the only time I really feel complete. But no, they were just audience down the front. I could see, how it is when you're on stage. You can't really see the audience depending on the room and stuff. Which is, I mean, best for me really because I was gonna freak out. And in the front row, I could see this woman with I think she was on crutches, or I could see crutches, like she was like jigging about in her seat thing. And but like for the 50 minutes, it was lovely. And she came over to me afterwards, and then I realized that she that she was Nigerian, and she was asking me to take a photo with her and her whole family. And it's like 20 Nigerians in the middle of it.
No,
And I was
that
like, my God,
yeah, that
such
doesn't
a shit.
that doesn't sound like an everyday occurrence. But I, who knows? It's possible. Okay, it's possible that Nigerians are kind of like my fellow Pittsburghers. We're we're everywhere. All right.
We are literally everywhere. We are literally
Well,
everywhere.
actually, I used to work with a nun from Nigeria.
Oh, wow.
She was a trip. That's a story for another day. You'll enjoy it though. But no,
Can't wait.
anywhere I go, I run into someone from Pittsburgh. I've run into people from Pittsburgh in London, in Germany. I,
Wow.
I was on a flight from Los Angeles to Australia, and the couple sitting
Mm-hmm.
next to me, young couple, 30 or so, they lived 5 miles from me.
Wow. That's
So for the
mad.
next 15 hours, we became really good friends until we found out that she had brought all of her
Really.
medication, but without the original bottles.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, it's okay. My husband's a doctor." And I'm like, "He's not a doctor in Australia. They're not gonna let these through." And yeah, when we're going through customs, watched them be escorted into the little room off to the side. Okay, gotcha. Okay,
Uh,
next up, the album. How's it doing?
oh, yeah, surprisingly well. Way more than I've been, as it probably will not surprise you. I kind of went to this thing with like no expectations. Get an album done. I had nothing. I had nothing. I had no team. I had no management. I had no nothing. No nobody. Everything kind of changed on that front after it was all done. But it was yeah. No, it's I'm surprised really. Like I'll still get like when did it had its proper release? The record store they released was in 2021, released was 2022, so it's been out just over a year now, kind of fully. And I'm still like shocked every now and again. I'll get like a really nice message about something. Somebody from somewhere in France sent me a message the other day saying, "Oh, I've just picked up your album from I've completely forgotten what the name of the shop is, but it's like a really famous like music shop in France." She was like, I love you." Somebody in Spain the other day was saying like somebody in somebody somewhere in the States, I can't remember where. It's just really nice that this thing that they go through all the thing of writing the songs and all the aggro of recording it and then the putting it out and then to have somebody, even just one person come and say, yeah, you did this thing and I really get it. And that's, and then, as many as you can do of that, it's just, yeah, it's just mad really, since like the way things have changed of like fucking headline bunch of clubs. But I still can't believe it happened. The Blues Festival
Well,
earlier this year.
a friend of mine, my friend Mo, I had introduced her to your music some years ago. And I mean, she follows you on social media. She follows you on YouTube, has the album, everything. And she describes her experience with your music the best I've ever heard. She always says, she gives me life. And
Oh,
I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'll applaud that one. I'll applaud that one. Even though
oh,
I'm just saying,
correct.
maybe release the old demos from years ago. If you don't have them, I still do. So,
If I had anything, I would. I mean, I've got really weird random things. Like I think I don't even know if I still have it now. I did have a live recording from one of those now legendary nights, the Black Gardenia. I'm not sure if I still have, but yeah, I've got weird things. I don't know if I still have the demo.
well, I tell you what,
I haven't heard it.
if you want, get them to me. We'll see if we can compile something. But again, story for another time. Okay,
Mhm.
are you working on any new material, or is that a secret?
We're in early stages of working on the next album. I've got I've been well to be honest, I kind of started working on it when when we finished like when we finished in the Blue Corner and I've tried early things of new songs and we've been debuting um some more and more of the new songs. Hopefully something hopefully something soon. And then there's other bits and pieces that I can't talk too much about, but I have like an interest to unveil soon. But I can't say too much about it for now.
So,
But
well, okay,
look out.
just keep me posted because you know me, I'm nosy. Or as we say here in Pittsburgh, Nebby. I am Nebby. That's your Pittsburghese word for the day, Nebby. All right. Speaking of Pittsburgh,
I like that.
speaking of Pittsburgh, the locals will want to know this because this can spark great debate. All right, and I have to ask everyone this, so you don't get out of it. Even though I think I know you well enough, I think I already know the answer. Do French fries and coleslaw belong on a sandwich?
Now, if you'd asked me that with no prior context, I would have said hell no. But after seeing those delectable things, I expect to get my laughing gear around one of those. To be
Yeah,
frank.
yeah. Well, I will tell you there are now most people when they think coleslaw, they think that creamy mayonnaise, whatever mess. And no, this ain't that. This is actually a sweet Italian. It's like an oil-based coleslaw. So it's not that gooey, milky, drippy mess that you get at, church picnics. This is this is its own thing, and because I'm not a fan of regular coleslaw, okay,
Hmm.
but this stuff, oh yeah, oh yeah, it's like, and if we ever get you over here, I will take you down to the original Primanti Brothers because to me, part of the full experience is if Miss Tony is yelling at you while she serves. All right. That to me is just part of the whole experience. If this little woman isn't yelling at me, I'm not going to enjoy the sandwich as much. It's just part of her charm. Okay.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, all the way from London, England, the one, the only Sister Cookie. Cookie, thank you for your time.